What's up, everyone? Podcast update. A couple weeks ago, I dropped an episode with my strength and conditioning coach, Jay Dyer. That's the man who I've been working with. You've seen on this channel a number of times for the last almost 15 years. And on the podcast, we talk about ways that we work out together, failures, things that we've changed, a bunch of stuff. I think you'll like it. Here are some of the highlights. Then click the link in the description to listen to it on your own. You grew up playing soccer and you swam.
Right.
And lacrosse didn't get into your atmosphere until you took the job at Hopkins, right? You went to Delaware.
It was before I started at Hopkins, I was interning with the strength coach at Loyola College.
Yep.
It was called Loyola College back then. Dan Ross. I stalked Dan Ross, called him, asked him for an internship. He told me he'd love to talk to me, but he was a little bit busy because they had a tournament coming up this weekend. It was Lacrosse for Leukemia, which was a huge lacrosse tournament in the fall at St. Paul's. I didn't know anything about it. I was like, oh, where's your tournament? And he said, oh, at St. Paul's. And I was like, oh, I know where that is.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll talk to you next week. And I was like, sure. So that was a Friday. On Saturday, I drove over to St. Paul's and found Loyola's team and sat there and watched like the last half of the scrimmage. I think they were playing Towson at the time, and waited for the teams to shake hands. And then I walked out on the field and just started asking guys, like, do you know who Dan Ross is? And they were just like, yeah, he's right over there. And I walked up to him and I was like, how you doing? My name's Jay. I'm the guy you talked to on the phone yesterday. I want an internship.
Yeah.
And he was like, wait a minute, what? I was like, I'm the guy you talked to on the phone yesterday. I'd like an internship. And he was like, okay, wait right here. And like, he finished up with the team. Coach Cottle was coaching at the time there, and came back over and talked to me. And he said, listen, you kind of caught me off guard, but I need to talk to our AD on Monday, and I'll get back to you. And he called me on Monday afternoon. He said, when can you start?
Yeah.
So that was my first.
And that was post-college?
Yeah, that was 1998.
Yeah.
Everything that we do with our athletes is we're going to start with like your starting position and understanding how to create power from the get-go. So everyone says explosive first step. Well, we want our athletes to work on that with basically every drill that they do. So it's getting out quickly, whether you're stepping backwards, forward, sideways. Everything is concentrated on that quick first step.
Where have you landed, and how do you communicate that effectively to your athletes around taking time off? I know we've had this discussion a lot.
Too is understanding that recovery doesn't mean come to a complete stop.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you still have to do something active for yourself. So that could mean, again, just getting out and breaking a sweat, doing a warm-up, and then doing some foam rolling, and then submerging in a cold tub or whatever. That's not laying on your bed and playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I took a day off. I played Fortnite for 12 hours.
Yeah.
And then
Man.
I flipped through my phone on Instagram. I saw the same posts like 16 times.
Oh,
Coach Petro got hired at Hopkins. He called Dan Ross, who he'd worked with when he was at Loyola College, and said, I need a name. And basically Dan said, all right, I got this guy's name, but he's really young. And he looks younger than he actually is. Because I had really dark hair back then.
I've been with you through all shades of gray.
So Coach Petro calls me, and Dan Ross gave me Coach's number. I called him, set up a time to come meet him, had maybe like a 30-minute conversation with him. I feel like he was just feeling me out.
Yeah.
And wanted to make sure I said things that were in line with what his Cornell strength coach had been doing. And he said to me, he's like, all right, I'm offering you the job. I need to know by tomorrow if you want it. You're the only guy I'm interviewing.
Huh.
And I was like,
shit.
Yeah, well, Coach, I appreciate the offer. I'm going to have to think about it a little bit. And I went out into the parking lot and sat in my car and freaked out, called my wife.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna take it, but I gotta wait. I gotta call him tomorrow. I can't like go running back in there right now. So I said I tried playing it all cool.
Yeah.